Hi, I'm Joe Dubinsky.
And I'm Bet Chorus, and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. If you remember, last month, I met with Mayor Lofty, and we were discussing the various improvements he was going to do in the playgrounds throughout the village. And as you see behind us, we are at Cleveland Park.
Looks good, Beth.
Great progress, I think.
Yes. So today I'm going to be talking to Carly Bunch about Glendale youth sports. How about you?
I'm going to be investigating squirrels, not the little ones, the big colorful ones.
Oh.
Yeah, so got some research to work out.
Okay. And we're also going to talk to our new village administrator, David Lumsden.
Great. We hope you enjoy this edition.
Hi, I'm here with Carly Bunch to talk about Glendale youth sports. Registrations for the fall program are currently underway. Hi, Carly.
Hi.
So you have a history with Glendale youth sports. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. So I am born and raised in Glendale, have been here pretty much my entire life besides leaving for school. And I participated in the Glendale youth program. I did soccer up through when I was a little bit further into elementary school. And then I also did t-ball, as did my sister. So we've got quite the history here.
So here you are, the next generation, looking after the kids in the sports program. That's really wonderful. So what sports are offered by Glendale Youth Sports?
Sure. So Glendale Youth Sports offers soccer, baseball, and basketball. At times we will offer volleyball, actually. It's only for the girls if there's enough in the fall season. In the fall we offer soccer. Basketball is a winter sport. And then in the spring, for the littles, we offer a soccer/t-ball combo. Wow. And this spring also some kids play baseball, some play soccer, some play both. We've had the combo, so yeah.
Great. So what are the age groups that are participate in the program?
So we usually start around age 3 for the instructional soccer, and those kids, it's usually 3 to 5 for that group, and we go all the way up through the high schoolers. So if there's a kid who's a senior in high school and they want to play, but they want to play rec ball versus playing on a high school team, we have them too.
Cool. And do you have to be a resident of Glendale to participate?
So we have residents of Glendale, but then we also have kids who are part of Glendale Elementary School. We really just want to make sure if you're part of the community, you can have a sport to play. We've got kids that come in from Woodlawn, we had some kids from Lincoln Heights that played soccer with us. We've got some kids who are part of St. Gabriel's School. They live in Westchester that come play, and they just want to be a part of their school community. So we really accept everyone as long as there's a sport for them to have.
Very welcoming. And if someone wants to register their child, how do they do that?
Sure. So if they go out to the Glendale community website and they go to community, there's actually a link for Glendale Youth Sports. Within that, there is a registration link. If for some reason they can't utilize the computer to do that, we can help them get registered on the back end and make sure that they have a spot for the sports to play.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very good. And I know you rely heavily on volunteers to make this successful.
Yeah.
Are you still in need of volunteers, and what are the opportunities that are available?
Sure. So we always look for volunteers. Right now the board is just 4 of us doing it. Myself, Chris Curtis, Jennifer Swice, and Melanie Redden. We kind of all do the gambit of everything. We're always looking for coaches, always love coaches' opportunities, and then anyone just to help out on the board, whether that's helping us with soliciting for donations. We are a 501c3 and we rely heavily on donations from the community, from the businesses in the area. Anyone to help us with marketing, those types of things, kind of helping us get the scheduling done for the season. So right now I'm kind of I do the uniforms, the scheduling, everything like that. But with all the different teams, it's really helpful to have other people that we can kind of dole those things out. And even just people to come be brain children to help us grow GYS and make sure that we can continue it in the community.
So do you have to have a child in the program to volunteer?
No, honestly, we would love to have anyone that's passionate about sports, helping children build their character and growth. I mean, that's really a big part of what GYS is about, is character building, team building, getting out with friends and being active. Anyone that's interested in that kind of activity, we'd love to have them.
If someone wanted to volunteer, how would they do that?
They can contact myself. We have an email address. It's gdaleyouthsports@gmail.com. If they contact me, I can get them kind of going, let them know when we have our next meeting. They can come and sit and see if it's something for them.
Cool. And you mentioned donations. If somebody wanted to donate to Glendale Youth Sports, how would they do that?
Sure. So if they go to the webpage that I had mentioned previously, there is a link if they'd like to do so through PayPal. Otherwise, if they want to do it by check, our village, we have a mailbox at the village. They're more than welcome to do it that way, or they can contact myself, and I'm happy to get them set up in any way, shape, or form.
That's terrific. Thank you very much, Carly.
Thank you.
I'm Joe Dubinsky here with Carly Bunch of Glendale Youth Sports, and
This is Glendale.
Hello and welcome to this segment of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus, and here today with me is Squarely, one of the sesquicentennial squirrels, easy for me to say, that were created in 2005. And along with the squirrels, there was a musical, there were formal dances in the style of the Civil War or the era. It was really a great time for everyone. And back to the squirrels, I'm not really sure where all of them are anymore, and we're going to investigate each one as much as I do know about them. And if I fail at the end and need your help, I would really appreciate your jumping in and give me some information on the ones where we still have a lot of questions. Next to me is one of the most wonderful squirrels that most people don't get to see because it's hidden in a private yard. Our good friend Louise Allen is the artist of this squirrel and paid for it as well to buy it so she could keep it. We thank her so much for letting us use her space to initiate this squirrel discovery. So, where are they now? I see clearly. This squirrel has been repainted. It's black with white skeletal squirrel bones at the corner of Congress and Washington. Dr. Medicus Scurius, Dr. Todd's former mascot on Sharon Road, was purchased by the Cock and Bull and repainted in a British motif. Retire in Style was moved to UDF. I'm still hoping the company will hire someone to create an ice cream cone or a shake cup for that squirrel to hold. I think that'd be neat. Sport. This poor squirrel was abducted from its home near the pub, demolished, with partial remains found in a field up north somewhere. That's just sad. The Old Glendalier, in storage at Bethany School. It was damaged, probably by a falling limb. The graduating class of 2021 has decided to refurbish it as their project for the school. There's two sides to every squirrel. Like Squarely, this squirrel was purchased by Glendale residents for their private use. 3 other artists told me their work was sold but had no idea where they went. And these are Nature Nut, The King of Squirrels, and Celestial Squirrel. This last one, by the way, was the only one painted by a teenager. There are 4 remaining squirrels with no contact with the artist nor known locations: Mr. Fosdick, Fomio, The Open Road, and Crony. We'd like to introduce you to David Lumsden, our newest village administrator. Welcome, David.
Hi, nice to see you, Bet. How are you?
Great.
Hi, David.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
So, David, if
Yes.
someone were to ask me how our village government works, I'm not sure I could tell them. So what is the role of the village administrator, and what is the role of mayor and council, and how does that all work together?
Sure. So the technical answer is that the village's government is a statutory form of government. That's the formal answer. That means we have a strong mayor form. That means that the village gets its direction on how to operate from the Ohio Revised Code rather than its own charter. In that form of government, the administrator is the position that's responsible for the operation of the public works and administrative tasks, so financial work and the operation of our Glendale Utility Department, which is the water and sewer operation for the village. The council in that structure is responsible for setting the course for the village. So they pass legislation telling the administration, these are the things that we want the village to pursue, setting goals for the year, for the future, for projects to complete, as well as setting financial boundaries that the village has to operate under through our annual budgets.
So they do the planning, you do the execution.
Yes, the best way that I've ever heard it described is that council sets the course, the administration steers the ship.
Good, thank you.
Excellent. Well, with your becoming the administrator, there have been changes within the village. Can you, offices, I mean, could you introduce us to your staff?
Absolutely. So yes, there have been some pretty substantial changes this year. Wally Cordes was the village administrator for 30 some years. He's retired. Phyllis DePeel, the administrative assistant in the office, after 40 years serving the village, has retired. So we've made some pretty substantial changes in the office. The first person that I'd like to introduce is Sally Wilson. Folks know her usually as the person that handles the water and sewer billing for the village. Sally has been promoted. She's now taking over as the executive financial assistant. Her role is now assisting me with the preparation of the village's annual budget, making sure that all of our departments stay within their appropriations, which is the amount of money that council sets aside for them to spend on projects, as well as assisting me with human resource management in the office. So making sure our employees get the benefits and everything that they deserve as employees of the village. The next person in the village office is a new hire, Spencer Hawkins. He comes to us eager to learn and get involved in local government as a future career. So we're very excited to have him on board. Folks will start hearing his voice, or started to hear his voice on the phone when he answers the phone. He's also going to take over for water billing for Sally and managing that and answering questions, collecting payments, issuing bills. So if folks have questions and call about their water bill, Spencer will be the one that will help them from here on. And Sally will be assisting and training him as he gets comfortable in his new role.
Cool. Lucky guy.
He's a very lucky guy, and we're very lucky to have him. Absolutely.
And
so some of the other folks
Yeah.
that I can introduce, actually two of them, our residents know them pretty well, I think, but Tom Aldifer is the public works foreman. He's responsible for the village's streets, the village's stormwater, maintenance of our public buildings. He oversees all of those projects that make the village tick. And then there's Kevin Bell, who is the utility superintendent. He's responsible for the operation of our water and sewer utilities. And he really is the go-to person for anything related to the underground infrastructure of the village. And he's very knowledgeable about that.
cool.
So we're lucky to have both of them as well on village staff.
So David, what are your near-term goals as village administrator?
Sure. Well, coming into this position this year, one of the things that I really want to focus on is improving the village's communication. And we have a couple of systems in place now that work really well, and we're going to expand on those. The first is the village's email newsletter. It comes out every Friday afternoon, contains information on public notices, events in the village, nonprofit organizations that are holding, whether it's a canned food drive or another fundraising effort. We publish that through our website, glendaleohio.org. I would encourage folks to visit our website and sign up for that. We do have a new website. It's new as of last year, but it is still growing and developing and becoming a place for folks to find information about the village. And it has a tab that is solely dedicated to village residents and includes information about your utility bills, includes the email newsletter that I've mentioned, and includes other things like the village's free brush collection, overnight truck rentals for garbage haul away, and many other smaller programs that we do on a daily basis that folks just might not know about and that I would encourage them to check out.
Which brings me to my question.
Mhm.
Are there services that the village offers that you think maybe a lot of people don't know about? Or have you pretty much covered it all right
Sure.
now?
I mean, so what I listed is a pretty extensive list of services that the village offers, but things like the overnight truck rental for garbage haul away, we have athletic fields and park shelters that are available for rent. Those are good for whether it's a birthday party or graduation party or other family event. But it's always, the village is always interested in trying to help its residents. So if there's something that you have maybe an off the wall question or something that you think the village might be able to assist you with, please give us a call and let us know if there's anything we can do to help.
I know one of the things that when I was talking to Kevin Bell about the water and checking for water leaks, is something the village will come out to your house and check.
Yeah, if folks have any questions about the utility bill, if this quarter doesn't look right compared to the previous one, always give us a call and we're more than happy to walk you through what might be going on. And that, you're right, Joe, that does include Kevin Bell or one of our other utility department staff coming out to take a look at your water meter, making sure that you don't have any leaks, if maybe advising a plumber if they do discover something like that. but coming up with solutions to help folks. That's
great.
That's one of the things that I enjoy about this work is helping people solve problems. So we strive to make sure that we can do that for our residents.
Yeah, this is definitely a people-oriented village.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We're a mostly residential community, and we enjoy our residents, and we want to make sure they enjoy us and take advantage of our services.
That's terrific.
Great. Yeah, that's great.
Are we?
I think so.
I think you've covered everything we wanted to know. So, as we always do,
This
This
is
is
Glendale.
we hope you enjoyed this edition of This is Glendale.
And if you have any suggestions of topics we should cover, you can email us at thisisglendale, no spaces, @gmail.com.
We hope to see you next time on
This is Glendale.